Hey guys, hello everyone. So sorry guys, we are late by 5 minutes. So sorry. So hope you all are there with us. So today we are starting with C programming. The So sorry guys for being late by 5 minutes. So we are this is me Anam from LetsUpgrade, and hello Naveen, hello Pradyuman, and our trainer is Ritik sir. Most of them must be knowing Ritik sir. So I'm here just to tell you how to mark your attendance. Today is the day one of the session, and I will just tell you like how to mark your attendance and how to submit your assignment. And also we have different paid program courses, ref- uh, and now we have come up with the new refer policy, and also increase our audio quality. The volume is full from my side. Sorry if you are not getting my voice clearly. So guys, let me share you my screen and let you know how to mark the attendance for today. Sorry, every day. I hope my screen is shared and it's visible clearly, like emoji that you like, which I can't. Sorry, this is the English bootcamp. You must be knowing basic English at least. So I will tell you that what are the topics we'll be covering in this boot camp. You can see one link, you have to click on it. Then, so here you have to scroll down, and on the schedule part you can see beside the day one you can see mark attendance option. You have to mark it daily, on a daily basis, to get the certificate. We do provide free certificate on the end of this boot camp. And how much you like it, or share it with your friends, family, or whoever is wants to do coding, you can share it with them. And give I will give 10 on 10. We also have Java DSA and full stack web development program. If you are interested in any of this, you can enroll for it. And if you have any improvement or any feedback for us, you are free to share it with us. And then you have to submit it. After this you have to like reload your page, and here you can see the progress bar. It will increase as day by day you submit your assignment and mark attendance. For it is very mandatory to mark the assignment on daily basis to get your certificate, and make sure to reload the page so that your progress bar will increase. And also here we have BTech, newly launched BTech Computer Science Engineering program. You can see, you can go to this link and see campus. It's in Khargar. It's an offline course, and we give 1000 or MacBook Air M1. If you refer it to any of your friend, and that person takes admission. Hello, hello. Still, it's not clear, guys. Still, it's not clear. Lagging. So sorry guys for that, for this. Whatever you didn't understand, you can ask the trainer. He will guide you and he will tell you everything. So I will just move further and tell you about other things. We also have Java DSA, and you can enroll for it if you are interested for it. we do provide placements for wait. Hello, Ritik sir. Hello, Ritik sir.
Yep. Hi. I am.
Sir, is my voice lagging too much?
Yeah, in between sometimes slacking, but no issues. I'll convey a message. Don't worry.
Okay, okay. So, sir, just tell them how to mark their attendance and everything, because I think
Sure,
they have
sure,
not understood. So, I'm leaving.
sure. I'll tell them. No issues.
Okay. Yes, sir. Bye.
Bye. Yes. Hello everyone. How are you? Can anyone confirm? Is my voice clear? Am I audible properly? And my video is clear as well. Can anyone confirm in the chat box? Yep. Hi. Hi Naveen. How are you? Let me just share my screen in the meanwhile. Yes. 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 Chalo. Great. ठीक है. So, how are you guys? Are you excited for today's boot camp? Chalo, great. So I'll complete what Anu was trying to say. So in order to mark your attendance, right, you have to go on to this page, right? The first thing is that you have to enroll in the bootcamp, right? Without enrolling, you cannot mark your attendance. So first of all, you have to sign up. Just like this, I'm signing in. Sign in with your Gmail accounts that you have, right? Or you can sign in with the email ID and password also. It's up to you. And after you have signed in, you have to go at the bottom of the page, right? And here you see a C programming bootcamp, right? So you have to enroll in this. Only after enrolling you'll be able to get your certificates and mark your attendance. So please make sure that you are enrolling in this bootcamp for the certification, right? So if you click on enroll now here, wait for some time, right? Now this window will pop up. It will say that congratulations, you have enrolled in the C++ bootcamp, right? And also you'll get a message on the WhatsApp and things like that. Now as you come here, right, you come onto this section, go on to my programs, right? After going on my programs, these are all the programs that you have enrolled. I have enrolled multiple programs, but it might be a case that you have enrolled only in a C++ program, or sorry, a C program, right? Now after you click on this, right, after you click on this, there is an option here to mark your attendance. So let's suppose today is day one, introduction to C programming, right? And here you see an option of marking the attendance, right? Is it clear, guys? Here you come here, right? Give it some rating. How would you recommend? So if you would like to recommend today's session to your friends and colleagues and things like that, you have to mark it accordingly, right? And they have two courses, Java and development, right? I'll also explain all these courses in the further part of the video. But for now, you have these two courses. If you are interested in those two courses, click Java or full stack, right? And here you can provide the feedback. Nothing for now. I'm providing nothing, right? And if I click on submit button, my attendance get marked successful, right? So this is how you mark attendance. And if you refresh now, if you refresh your browser, so you get this progress bar to 33.33%, right? Please note that you are only eligible for certificates once you complete at least 50% progress, right? How do you do it? You do it by submitting your assignments on time, by marking your attendance, right? These are the two criteria that you'll be able to increase your progress bar, right? I hope I'm clear with that part. And also if you want the links, all the links are provided in the descriptions, in the description box for marking your attendance for the courses and for the BTech program. You can go to the link, you can explore them, and you can get back to the team if you want it, right? And also in the section I'll be also explaining the courses, but for now this is what you have. Chalo, is marking the attendance part clear now? I hope no one will face any issue with that part. Right, so let's now head over to the session. Chalo. Before I come to the introduction part, first of all I want you to know that first of all I want in the chat box that how many of you are you know uh, familiar with C programming language. You can type yes or no in the chat box. How many of you are familiar with the C language and how many of you are not? Come on, guys, in the chat box. Can I have yes or no at least? How many of you are familiar and how many of you are not? Okay, Reshit. And what about others? Naveen says no. Okay, chalo. Vikas, yeah, I'll tell the topics. Don't worry. Chalo. Okay, I can see a multiple responses saying yes and no. I can see most of you somewhat know C++, right? Vikas Tiwari also knows C++. Okay, great, great. I am familiar. Okay. So I can see a mix of audience, right? Some of you are familiar, some of you are not. So for those of you who are not familiar, be rest assured about this bootcamp, right? This will cover each and every part of the C programming language that is to be covered. Plus, it will we also will also do a project at the end of the day, right? And after before that, I would like to tell you that we also have quiz sessions aligned, right? So on day 2 and day 3 there will be a Kahoot session, right? Kahoot is a quiz basically, and you will get prizes, right? So what are the prizes? If you come first in that Kahoot session, you will get the courses, you will get their paid premium courses absolutely for free, right? And if you come second, you'll get rupees 3,000 off. And if you come first, you'll get rupees, sorry, if you come second, you'll get 3,000 off. And if you come third, you get rupees 1,000 off. Okay. So please make sure to attend the quiz as well on day 2 and day 3, right? And today there'll be no quiz. It will just be an introduction part, right? So I hope you guys will enjoy the session, and let's get started. Chalo. I think some of you are most familiar, right? Some of you are not. We'll see what we can touch in the lesson, right? Chalo. First of all, a brief introduction about myself. So myself, Ritik Masan, and I literally have around 2.5 years of experience in the training part, right? And so you be rest assured about the quality of content that we'll get. So don't worry about that. Plus, I will also like you to know that where do you guys come from, right? Which state do you come from? Which colleges are you from, right? Which year are you from? Can anyone tell me which state they come from and which college are they from? Which colleges are you from and which state? Right? Can I have a short introduction about yourself? Joel is from Kerala. Okay, great. Okay, Soumya is from Madhya Pradesh, Lucknow, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, ETU, Bihar, Patna, SRM, Ghaziabad, Graphic. Achha, that's the university. Great. Mumbai, Chhattisgarh, Medicaps, Telangana, Tamil Nadu. Chalo, ठीक है. First year, great, great. I can see some young audience as well in the first year. That's great, right? If you are focusing on the programming language and the first year itself, trust me, the 4 years in your college will be a piece of cake, right? If you struggle initially in your first and second years, the third and fourth year will be full of internships and full of money, I would say, right? So great, that's great. Chalo. Okay, someone is from ITS Engineering College, Greater Noida. Okay, Xavier's first year. Okay, Nikhil Goswami, Hyderabad. Okay, Bareilly. Chalo, great, great. As talking about myself, I am personally from New Delhi, right? So if you guys are from New Delhi, you can let me know. We'll vibe together, right? Himachal Pradesh. Chalo, ठीक है. I think most the audience here is mostly from spread all over from India, right? It's not a particular state that we have. Acha, by the way, the medium of this bootcamp will be purely English, right? So English language will be considered. If you face any doubts in the English language, you can let me know. I'll try to explain it in other languages as well, but I'll try to avoid Hindi language, right? Because as you can see that there's a mix of audience and mostly they belong from the southern parts of India. So for now, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be having the boot camp in English, okay? No Hindi in this boot camp, and I hope you guys enjoy, right? Chalo. ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है that was all ठीक है. So now let's at least start with the boot camp and let's see what we have covered, what we have got in the first day, and in the meanwhile we'll also discuss something that are related to non-tech or your hobbies and backgrounds like that, but for now we have to complete the basic parts. Chalo, ठीक है. With that being said, let's get started, right? So we have C programming, right? We have C programming. So right, and who was the founder of C programming? Anyone? Who was the founder? Who was the founder? Right, I'll tell you. The founder was Kim Thompson. ठीक है. What did he do? What did Kim Thompson do? I'll tell you. ठीक है. What did Kim Thompson do? He made an OS, right? I hope all of you know what is an OS. It's an operating system, right? He was the inventor of an OS. He invented OS, right? He invented OS. OS stands for operating system, for those of you who don't know. ठीक है. And what was the OS based on? It was based on Unix. ठीक है. Just like Windows, just like Mac, you also have an operating system that is called Unix. ठीक है. Basically Unix is it basically operates on the command lines. ठीक है. Now, and he was working in which company? He was working in the company is called AT, sorry, AT, right? It was called just a second, yeah, it was called AT and T. Okay, I most of you must have heard of this company, right? So, right, AT and T. Now, actually, what, right? I'll tell you what. He was not the person who initially built C language, right? He built a language that was called B. Now, this is an interesting part right here. He invented a language that was called a B language. Initially, it was called a B language. Okay, initially it was called a B language. Now, he had a colleague, right? He had a colleague, and the name of the colleague was, as guessed by most of you, the name of the colleague was Dennis. Okay, Dennis Richer. Okay, now Dennis Richer, what he did, he took the reference of B language. Okay, he took the reference of B language. He took the reference. Okay, took the reference. Okay, and after taking the reference, okay, he created another language. He created another language, and that language, which is commonly known today, is called as the C language. That is called as a C language. Okay. So what was the idea behind it? There was a person called Con Thompson, right? He was working in AT and TS. That's a company. It's a lab basically, right? He was the founder of on an operating system that was based on a B language. Okay. It is not used now. B language is not used, right? But he had a colleague. They're working in the same company, right? He was also in the same company as, what you say, as Con Thompson. Now, what he did was, he was very clever. He took the language of B. He took the reference of B language. And he invented another language that is called a C language. That is called a C language. Okay, got it? Okay, and what extra did it have? So apart from B language, right? Why didn't B language work? Because it was not loaded with extra features. This C language that was made by Dennis Richer, it had loads of features, okay, and the most importantly, plus it was portable. Okay, it was the C language that he made was full of features, right? It was very convenient for users to use, plus it was very portable. That's why we commonly use C language today and not B language, right? I hope you are clear with this part. I hope you are clear with this part. So who was the founder? He was Con Thompson. Okay, he was working in AT&Ts labs, right? He invented a B language. Now Dennis Richer took the reference of B language. He created another language that is called the C language. Now this language that he made was a lot greater in features, plus it was portable. As the language was portable, right? As the language was portable, it was very widely, you know, it was favorite for most of the developers that we have. Okay, and this language also was based on the Unix system, Unix operating system. Okay, as this language is also made on Unix operating system, right? So it was the same language that was made on the Unix operating system. Okay, as simple as that. So if I ask you who was the founder of B language, you would say Con Thompson. Who was the founder of C language? It was Dennis Richer. Okay, guys, am I clear with this part? Am I clear, guys? Am I clear? Yes, Jatin. It was Dennis Richer. Chalo, Javeli says yes. ठीक है, great. ठीक है, great. Naveen clear है. Pintu Prasad is clear. चलो. Now after that, we have something called as the execution queue. we have something, just give me a second. Okay, we have something called as the execution flow. Your screen is not clear. Yeah, please try to increase the pixels from your end. I guess it's clear from my end, right? Please try to increase the video quality from your end. Maybe then it's a problem, right? Please check your connection. Chalo, ठीक है. Guys, yeah, so in between we'll be having some conversations about regarding the job opportunities and things like that, right? But we need to cover the syllabus as well, right? So please bear with me. We'll quickly cover the syllabus. We'll quickly see things how it is made, and in the meanwhile, in some time in between, we will maybe 5 to 10 minutes in between. We'll also see what are the opportunities that you have, and what are things that you can do with C language, right? So for now, I know you might be having questions that about the job opportunities, job fairs, yeah, internships, but please trust me, we'll cover all that because we need to cover the syllabus as well, right? So please bear with me, and in between sometime, if we get some time in 10 to 15 minutes in between, we'll cover that as well, right? ठीक. Now coming to the execution flow, okay. Now see, what do you think, right? So let's suppose you have a PC, right? You have a PC, and let's suppose, consider this as your personal computer or as a laptop. Okay. Now this laptop, let's suppose it has to share files. Now I am telling you the execution flow of a CC language. Please pay attention to that. Okay. Suppose it has to share an MP4 file. Okay. Not MP4. Yeah, MP4 basically. Suppose we have to share a video file. Okay. I hope everyone knows the format of a video file, right? It is none other than MP4. We all share videos in MP4 format, right? You must have. Let's suppose if I share a video to you on WhatsApp, or let's suppose Facebook or Instagram. So by default, the what is the extension for that, right? It is MP4 extension. Okay, that is used for sharing videos. Similarly, if you want to share, let's suppose, an audio file, who will tell me what is the extension for audio file? What is the extension for audio file? Who will tell me? Who will tell me? Yes, yeah, we are going to cover all the things, right? So yeah, so the extension for that is MP3. No, Naveen, MP3. MP4 is for videos, MP3 is for audio files. Okay. And similarly, so if you want to share, let's suppose, some documents, okay, if you want to share some documents and things like that, so there are multiple format. You have a .pdf format. Okay, you've got a PDF format. All right, you've got a doc format. You've got multiple formats for that. Okay. Now, why am I telling you all this? Right? What is the need of all this? So, what happens in C language is that, and or what happens overall is that, let's suppose you have a laptop, okay, and you want to share a file to another, let's suppose, laptop, or your friend, let's suppose. Okay. Now, what will happen is it will not directly share the file in the desired formats. Okay. It will first convert all the files that you have, all the things that you have, into zeros and ones, into zeros and ones. Okay. And this is what you commonly call as binary format. This is nothing but this is what you call as a binary format, in the form of a, yes, as said by Nikhil Goswami, it is in a binary format. Okay. Now you might be asking me that why do we need to convert it into binary format, right? A genuine question. We can directly, what if we can directly share the files directly into the format, right? Why do we need to convert it into zero and ones? Anyone got an answer to that? Why do we need to convert your files into binary format? Anyone got any answer for that? Anyone? So let's suppose if I'm sharing a file, if I want to share a file to you, yeah, I will share you an MP4 file. It will directly reach your computer. But in between, before sending, it will convert it into binary formats. Then it will be get shared, right? But why do we need to convert it into binary format? The reason is very simple. The reason is very, very, very simple. Because your computer cannot understand human languages. Now, what do I mean by human languages is that, let me just complete the sentence. Okay. What do I mean by human language is that the language that we talk in. Okay. Let's suppose I'm talking in English. Okay. What if I'm speaking to you in Tamil, right? Obviously if you don't know Tamil and I'm speaking to you in Tamil, you'll not be able to understand it, right? Obviously, let's suppose you what so in that case, what will you do? Let's suppose I'm talking to you in Tamil and you don't know Tamil. Either you'll hire an agent, you will have a transformer that will transform the language to you, English or in Hindi, whatever language you understand. So this is exactly what the computer does. It will convert the format into zeros and ones. After converting, it will then, so this is also called a machine language, right? What do machines understand? They understand machine languages, right? It will convert the files into zeros and ones. After converting, now this is into machine language, and after converting, it will again get, now after it gets converted into 0 and 1, it will again get converted into the human readable format, and the file will be sent to you, right? So what is exactly the flow? Let's suppose there is a file. This is my PC. I want to share some file, let's suppose to this PC. Okay. What will happen? This file right here, first of all, will get converted into zeros and ones, zeros and ones. Okay. After the processing has been done, my computer has this rect, recognize that the file is correct and it needs to be sent to the user. Now this file, this binary digit format will be sent here just before it is about to be received at the receiver end. It will again get converted into human readable format, human format. Okay. Let me just type it. Okay. Human format, and then the file will be shared to you. Okay, as simple as that. So I hope you understood the flow. Okay. I mean, there is much more to that. There's a thing called as a preprocessor, a compiler. We are not digging deep into that for now, because this is just an introduction there, introduction part. But for now, you need to understand this. That let's suppose you want to share some files, it will first get converted into a binary format, and after it gets converted into a binary format, just before you are about to receive it, it will again get converted into a human readable format, and then it will be shared to you. Okay, and then it will be shared to you. Now, how are they stored? Okay, let's suppose you're storing a file. How are the files stored? You have something called as a, I think everyone knows it, you have something called as a hard disk. Okay, you have something called as a hard disk, and you also have something that is called as a RAM. Okay, what is the difference between these two? What are they used for? What is the purpose of these two? That also we'll discuss. But for now, we have two storage devices. One is your hard disk, and the other is your RAM. Okay, basically this is for permanent storage. Okay, if you want to store something permanently, then you use a thing called as a hard disk. Okay, and this is for temporary storage. storage. Okay, this hard disk that we use is for permanent storage, and this is for temporary storage. Okay, now what happens? Let's suppose you want to store some data. Okay, you want to store some data. Here you have a data coming in. Yeah, you have a data, right? This is the data. Okay, this data again. So it's a computer, right? Computer or your machine understands each and everything in binary format. Okay, yes, Lakan. Okay, your computer or your laptop or your machine understands each and everything in a binary format. So as soon as the data comes in, what will it do? What is the first thing that a computer will be doing? It will first convert your files into binary format. That is into zeros and ones. Okay, your computer will understand only zeros and ones. So as soon as your file comes in, it will store all the formats, all your files, all your documents into zeros and ones. Okay, now you also in your hard disk you also have a thing called as magnetic fields. Okay, you also have a thing called as magnetic fields. For those of you I think most of you are coming from the science background, right? But for those of you who are not, I'll tell you what are magnetic fields. Okay, basically these are used for creating charges. That's all you need to understand. Magnetic fields. Okay, now what happens is it will either be in clockwise direction, this direction, okay, going with this direction, or either it will be in anti-clock direction. Either this will be in anti-clock direction. Okay, so what are the two directions that a hard disk has in its magnetic field? There are only two directions possible for obviously. One is clockwise, one is anti-clockwise. Now these charges, right, these charges, they signify what the bit will be. If it is clockwise, it will be 0. If it is clockwise, okay, let's suppose this is clockwise, okay, then the bit will be 0. Okay, bit will be 0. And if it is anti-clockwise, this is also clockwise, but let's suppose this is anti-clockwise. Okay, don't go on the diagram. Let's suppose this is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise. Okay, if this is anti-clockwise, yeah, okay, consider this as an anti-clockwise. Okay, consider this as an anti-clockwise. So consider the direction to be like this. Yeah, just for your reference. Okay, if it is anti-clockwise, then what will happen? Your bit will be 1. Okay, understood how your what do you say, this hard disk stores the data in form of 0 and 1. It has got a magnetic field, right? It rotates. If it is clockwise direction, it is 0. That is your bit will be 0. And if it is in anti-clockwise direction, your bit will be 1. Okay, your bit will be 1. Now zeros and ones are also mentioned here. Okay, the direction of the magnetic field, FIELD, represent 0 and 1s. Okay, the direction of the magnetic field will now represent if it is 0 or if it is 1. Okay, are you guys clear? And the reason for its permanent storage, it is called a permanent storage because it has magnetic fields. These magnetic fields are permanent, they cannot be removed, right? This is permanent due to its magnetic field. Okay, it is permanent due to its magnetic field. Okay, this was all about your hard disk part. So if I were to recap quickly again, what is a hard disk? It is used for storing permanent storages, right? You have a data. Let's suppose you send a data, you store a data in your hard disk. It will get converted into a 0 and 1 format, right? After converting into a 0 and 1 format, it will get stored in your hard disk. Now how will it make sure that it is converted into a 0 and 1 format? By the help of its magnetic field. If it is clockwise direction, it is 0. If it is anti-clockwise direction, it is 1. I hope it is clear. And why is it permanent in nature? Why is this called permanent memory? Because the magnetic fields that are there in the hard disk are permanent. They cannot be removed, they cannot be slowed down, they cannot be made faster. Okay, it is permanent. It will be there as much as the life of your hard disk. If your hard disk just gets corrupted, that's a different case altogether. But if your hard disk is working fine, if your laptop is working fine, if your everything is working fine, then if you don't explicitly delete your files, it will be stayed in your memory forever. Okay, is the hard disk part clear to you? Okay, now the opposite of this is RAM. Okay, this is called a RAM. It is also kind of memory used for storing data or files. Okay, and so obviously RAM is also in your machine, right? RAM is also in your computer, it's also in your machine. Now what will be happening? I want you guys to answer it now, right? What will be happening? Let's suppose I receive a file. What is the first thing that my laptop or my machine will do? What is the first thing, or what is the first initial step that will be done with my file that I have shared? Come on, anyone? Let's see who all were paying attention and who all were not. Yes, anyone who would like to answer this? What is the first thing that will happen once I save my file in the RAM? Anyone? Yes, as correctly said by Naveen and Karthi, it will be converted into a machine language. That is in the form of binary. That is in the form of zeros and ones. Okay? As soon as I have this file, it will be converted into zeros and ones. Okay? Now, as soon as it gets converted into zeros and ones, okay, now it is ready to be stored in your computer. Your computer can understand the file, your computer can read the file. Now it knows what is this file about, it knows where to store, where to not, where to do, what to not. Okay, you have successfully converted the language, the file into from human readable format to a binary format. Okay, now it has, so I hope everyone knows that this had a magnetic field that was used to that was used for the direction of the binary digit, right? It used to represent the binary digit. It is, if it is in clockwise, 0, otherwise anti-clockwise, that is 1. Now the interesting part here is this does not have any magnetic fields. Again, I'm repeating, this does not have any magnetic fields. Okay? Now you must be wondering, what if it does not have any magnetic field, then how is the direction made sure? How is the direction made sure that 0 or 1? How will it do? Okay, the part that you were doing here, anti-clockwise, clockwise, and magnetic fields, since there are no magnetic fields, how will it make sure? For that, it has got a separate thing. Okay, this has a thing called as a semiconductor. Yes, okay. To be precise, it is a capacitor. It has got a capacitor. Okay. Now this capacitor is so in this case the magnetic field was responsible to make charges, right? I told you what is the use of magnetic field. It is used to produce charges. Now as there are no magnetic fields in the hard disk, it has a capacitor, and this is responsible for making the charges. This is responsible for making, or I would say producing, charges. Okay, now this is used for producing charges. So you have zeros and ones, it got converted. Okay, and how it is getting converted, it's a compilation process. You don't need to get into depth of that, but you have to make sure that it will get converted each and every time, because your machine only understands binary. And after this, it will be getting into charges, and these charges, again, same as that, all the process is same. These charges represent zeros and ones. Okay, now by the way, those of you who don't know, this is called as a temporary storage. This is called as a temporary storages. Okay, why is it called a temporary storage? The reason lies in the fact that it is using a capacitor to charge. Okay, remember, the life of a capacitor is very short. Okay, the capacitor only produces charge for a short span of time. Okay, so if the capacitor is producing charges at a short span of time, okay, it will produce for some time to stop. As soon as a laptop is shut down, I'll tell you a very real life example, very use case, very practical use case, that as soon as your computer shuts off, okay, the semiconductor that is there, it loses its charge. Okay. As soon as it loses its charge, it leads to loss of data. So each and every thing that was stored in your RAM, after your laptop is shut down or you restart your laptop or your machine or your computer, all the data that was there in your RAM is no longer there. The reason is there. The reason is that it's a capacitor that is used for maintaining the charges. If the capacitor is not able to charge, it will not be producing what do you say, a charge, and if it is not producing charges, it will not be able to store your files. As simple as that. So I'll say on current, that is a charge. Okay, the capacitor works on current or charge. Okay, here the capacitor works on current slash charge, and that is the only reason, that if you shut down your laptop or your machine, anything it could be, okay, it leads to data loss. Okay, that is the only reason that it leads to data loss, and that is the only reason it is called a temporary storage. Okay, that is the only reason it is called a temporary storage. Okay, I hope the part is clear to you now, how the data is being stored, what is a binary format, what is a machine language, why do we need to store it in your hard disk. Okay, what is the use of hard disk, how it is used, to make charges, how it is used to get the direction of your binary digits, what is RAM, why is RAM used for, why is it called temporary storage, okay, why is it not called permanent storage. I think all the part is clear now. Can I have yes or no in the chat box if all the part that I explained is clear or not? Is all the part clear to you? Come on, guys. Yes or no in the chat box. Is the part clear? Then we discuss something very interesting and then we'll move forward. Great. I can see many responses of yes. Great, great. Fascinator. Amlan, dark creation. Big. Great. Okay. I can see a majority of responses of yes. Okay. But still, if you feel that you have any doubts, TP Saran, Yamini rocks. Okay, I hope I have explained to you it very clearly, but still if you have any doubts, if you feel that any part is untouched or if it is unclear, you can watch the recordings, right? It is there on the YouTube channel on the LetsUpgrade. So I'll tell you where are the recordings. Okay, if you head over to YouTube, if you type in let's just open it. Okay, if you head here, if you just type in LetsUpgrade, okay, this is the YouTube channel. Okay, for those of you who are new here, I'm explaining all the process. Please make sure that you're paying full attention. Okay, this is the LetsUpgrade YouTube channel that you have, and this is the channel. So if you click on the channel, right, you go on to the playlist option. Okay, now you see a C programming bootcamp. Okay, it starts from 8. You see the date here as well. So if you're confused which program to choose, which program is a C program, you can see the date, and as well you can see the title, C programming essentials. As soon as you click on the C programming essentials, you have something like this. Okay, you can watch all the recordings here. Okay, yeah, you can see all the essentials. If you want to see a repeat uh, of the live bootcamp that is being taught, you can go here. You can see as many times as you want. There's no fees for that. It's absolutely free. Okay, you just only need a good internet connection. Okay, and also apart from that, they also have, they day to day publish videos about related to tech, related to job opportunities. So if you want to stay updated in the tech field, or if you want to stay updated in the what is being done, what is the hiring process, interview process, all the important languages, all their upcoming courses, you can just go on to the channel. Okay, search Let's Upgrade, go on to the channel, and this is the main page. Okay, so this is the main page, right? You can go here, subscribe. If you want to do it, you can do it. Okay, and these are all the bootcamp that have been done. So they also have videos like traditional BTech versus India's best BTech, right? BTech, why do you need BTech for? Okay, and what is the thing that you have here? So you can use these things that you want to, and you can be aware of all the things that you. Okay, this is the use of the bootcamp. Apart from the as bootcamps are concerned, you can also, it is important to staying updated in the tech field, right? Staying updated about the jobs, about the scenarios in the market, about the various programming languages that you need to learn, right? The most high demand tech languages, programming languages. So all the things that you have here is included in this part. Okay, this was about the Let's Update bit. And if you want to watch the recordings, you can do it. No, Krishna, it'll go on till 8, right? So you have to bear with me. Okay, so that was all about this, right? So if you want to watch the recordings, you can. I think someone was asking that where to watch the recording, so that's why that's why I came to this part. Okay, got it. Now let's come to the. Okay, now we all know that it is called a temporary storage, right? So what if I ask you, this question is for all of you, right? We have something. Let's suppose this is your laptop. Okay, this is your laptop. Okay, now obviously, so this is you might be considering that laptop is very clever, right, and things like that. But if I tell you that laptop or your machine, it's very dumb. Okay, it is a dumb machine. Dumb machine. That means that means that if you give it random instructions, right? If you give random instructions to your machine, it will not understand it. The reason why it will not understand is because it is not aware of the human readable format. Let's suppose I give an instruction. Let's suppose I tell to I want something. Let's suppose I want to give an instruction that is add 2 plus 3. Okay, this is the instruction that I want to perform. Okay, I cannot perform the instruction like this. I cannot directly give the instruction. Okay, let's suppose I am a human. Okay, I am a human. How do I make a human? Okay, let me try. This is a human. Please forgive me for my drawing. Okay, this is a human. Hands, right? Okay, let's suppose this is a human. Okay, and I want to make sure that I want to add a number, that is add 2 and 3 in this case, using my machine. And this here is my machine. Okay, I want to perform, it's simple. I want to perform an operation that simply adds 2 and 3. Okay, now if I tell my machine directly, if I as a human tell my machine directly to add 2 and 3, okay, trust me, it will not do it. because it is very dumb. It is very dumb in nature. ठीक है, I have to give instructions. ठीक है, I as a programmer need to give instructions. I need to tell my machine that how do you add 2 and 3. ठीक है, if I tell you to add 2 and 3, like if I tell you to add 2 and 3, what will you do? You will apply a brain. I know it's very simple calculation, but still, let's suppose the calculation is very tough. Let's suppose you want to calculate 2 raised to the power 64, let's suppose. ठीक है, what you'll do, you'll use your brain, you'll use your calculator, you'll have a notebook, you'll have a pen, like you'll put down your thoughts and put down your break down your calculations into different sections. Similarly, in order to perform each and every operation, each and every instruction, I need to give a program to it. I need to give a program to it. Program. ठीक है, and this program is what you commonly study, or what you commonly know is what you commonly guys know is a programming language. ठीक है, there are very wide variety of programming languages that are made to give instructions to your computer. ठीक है, some examples of programming. Languages are C++. ठीक है, I hope everyone knows what is C++. You must have heard the name at least. Python. ठीक है, then you have something called as Java. I think Java Bootcamp essentials are also there on the LetsUpgrade channel. ठीक है, ठीक है, and what are the languages that you know, right guys? Anyone? Any languages? See, come on, I want some languages in the chat box apart from all the things that I have covered. I think there is Rust. ठीक है, there is Ruby, there is JavaScript. ठीक है, yeah, there is PHP as said by Naveen. Very great. There is PHP. ठीक है, there is Swift. ठीक है, yep, there is C#. ठीक है, PHP is covered. No, HTML is not a programming language. HTML is not a programming language. ठीक है, right? So yeah, and etc. So there are many languages that you have. So we are not going into depth of that. So my point here is that you have to provide instructions to your computer. ठीक है, what do you have to do? You have to provide instructions to your computer. And how do you provide instructions? With the help of a programming languages. And what are the programming languages that you have? These are the programming languages that we have. Now obviously, right, we cannot study each and every programming language because also we are a human. That we are a human. Our brain has a tendency to grasp knowledge to a certain limit. Okay, so we try to use, or we try to code in one or two languages only. I hope, I am pretty sure that there is no one who knows all the programming languages. There is no one. Okay, but if you are a good programmer, if you are a good web developer or a good problem solver, okay, you just need to work on your logical skills. The language is just a syntax. Okay, let's suppose I am a human, right? Let's suppose I want to learn Tamil, or I want to learn Telugu, right? Obviously with some training I can. It's not possible that I will never be able to learn it. It's because I belong to New Delhi, right? I belong to New Delhi. I know Hindi and English. That's it. If I want to learn some other language, I get some training, I'll learn it. So this is what a programmer does, or this is what a developer does. If any language is required, he will learn it, he will conquer it, and then he will code. Because as I say, right, a human has a tendency to only till certain limit. There is no programmer or no developer who can learn each and every language. With that being said, the language that we have planned in this bootcamp is C language. The language that we have is C programming language. Okay, we will now see how to use a language. Till now we studied the architecture, how it is used, the history and things like that. But now we'll be studying about the C programming language. Okay, If you want to give instructions to your program, how would you do that? Because there is a way, right? You cannot just blindly say that please add 2 and 3. You cannot. You need to provide a syntax. There is a syntax of each and every programming language that is there, and that syntax is used as a programming language to add instructions to your machine. As simple as that. Okay. Now this is called as a C programming language. Okay. So how does the execution work? How does your programming languages make sure that it will be executing your code? So execution of C programming language. Okay. How will your program understand that which programming language is there? How will a machine understand that what the flow has to be, right? So let's suppose I'm giving you instructions. So how will you respond to that instruction? First you will listen, okay? First, and then you will give some thoughts, and then you will act accordingly, right? This is the execution of a human nature, right? Listening, thinking, and then performing an action. Similarly, your machine also has an execution, okay? And what is the execution? Let's suppose this you have here an IDE. What is an IDE? What does an IDE do? If you don't know, just be patient for now. Okay, I'll tell you what is an IDE. Let's suppose here is a piece of code that you have written. Okay, then it will be converted into an extension file. Acha, very important, very important, very important. The extension that we saw here, right? That we saw the, here, right? Because where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Yeah. For video we use MP4. For audio we use MP3. For documents we use PDF. For C languages, we use an extension that is called a C.C. So we have an extension. Extension is called .c. Okay. As soon as your code gets compiled, it will be converted into its extension file, that is .c. Yes, very good, Prasad. Very good, Manish. Okay, .c. Now you have something called as a compiler. You have something called as a compiler. Yeah, this is a compiler. Okay. This was an IDE, and this now here we have is a compiler. Okay. This is a compiler. Okay. Now, what does your compiler do? What does your compiler do? So let's suppose if I tell you, let's suppose if I'm speaking to you in English, right? There's a basic rule of English, right? There's a grammar that you have to follow. Let's suppose if a person is male, I'll call him he. If a person is female, I'll call him she, right? This is a basic rule or a basic syntax or a basic rule of English, right? A grammar that you say, that is commonly known as. Okay. Similarly, what is the use of this compiler? Whatever code that I have written here, whatever code that I have written here, all the code that I have written here will get into a compiler. Okay. The role of the compiler is it will check the grammar or it will check the rule of code that you have written. Okay. It will check the rule, it will check the code that you have written. Okay. It will check the syntax. Whatever the syntax that you have written, it will check the syntax. And if there are any errors, if there are any mistakes in your code, any errors, any mistakes, let's suppose you have missed a line, you have missed a spelling, you have a spelling mistake, it will tell you that, hey, Ritik, or hey programmer, that this is the mistake that is there in your program, and you will see that error. But the funny part is it will only tell you the error. It will not be able to rectify that error. You as a programmer have to see that error and have to rectify that error on your own. Okay. I think there was a very funny meme that I saw the other day, that if your compiler is checking your code, right, it is finding out the mistakes, then why it is not able to again correct it automatically, right? It will not. The use of the compiler is just to check the language and give you the proper feedback or proper results, that this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. As simple as that. It will, remember, it will not be able to convert, it will not be able to correct your code automatically. Okay? You have a compiler that will only check, and checking that, and all the checking you have to do it on your own. Okay? Now after this, okay, after it has been, let's suppose it, after that your code has been verified by the compiler. Okay, your code that you have written is all correct, it's all up to the mark. Now this, after this, what happens is, after this part you have something called as an exe file. Okay, after this things happens, right, it is checked by the compiler, all the things are correct, your code will be converted into an exe format. It is the .exe format. Okay, and what is an exe format? Again, I told you, right, whatever code you write it in English, and your machine will not understand English, it will not understand Hindi, it will not understand Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, anything. It will only understand binary format. So it will convert, exe format will convert it into zeros and ones. Zeros and ones. Just a second, zeros and ones. Okay. After it has been converted into its binary format, its executable format, now what will happen is, it will be converted into executable format. It will be converted into executable format. Okay, executable format. And after this, finally after this, you get a result. Finally after this, you get your output. Finally after this, you tend to get your output. Okay, so this is all the process that is involved, right? First, what will happen? Acha, what is an ID? It is nothing, just a place where you write code. It is nothing but just a place that you write code. Okay, for example, VS Code that we'll use in this lecture, in this bootcamp, you have code blocks. Okay, you have turbo. Okay, no, not turbo, right? Yeah, and etc. I would say. Yes, Shri, I'll tell you the job opportunities, don't worry. But for now, let's just focus on the completion of the part. As soon as we complete it, right, if you guys will cooperate, then we'll discussing all the factors that are involved, right? Don't worry about it. Please trust me. I'm there to clear all your doubts. Okay. So what happens? You write some code. It gets converted into its dot extension file. It is all the code that you have written is handed to your compiler. It's handed to a compiler. What will compiler do? It will compile your code. It will check if there is any rule, if there is any code that is broken, if there is any syntax mistakes and things like that. Okay, and if all the things are clear, if all the syntax is clear, it will be converted into an exe format, .exe format, right? Then you have an executable format, and after this you get the desired output. As simple as that. Okay, clear? Clear everyone? PyCharm IDE, yes. I have not heard of it. Maybe it's, yeah, PyCharm. Yeah, it's an IDE. Yes, I think it's only for Python, right? Cooldown gaming. It's only for Python, I guess. I'm not sure about that. Okay. The quiz. So no, the quiz will not happen. Acha, by the way, those of you who have joined late, on day 2 and day 3, we'll be having a quiz. a Kahoot session, right? And those of you who come in the top 3 position will be awarded. So what will you be awarded? I'll just quickly come onto this website. Okay. You have a course here. This is the Java and the DSA program that they have. Okay. This is 100 plus problem solving, like 120 hours of live learning, and this gives you 100% job opportunity placements, right? If you enroll in this program, you can be rest assured about the placements. It will be taken care of the Let's Upgrade team. They'll get you placed. Yeah. Now, if you see that the price is somewhere around 5,900. Okay. So if you think that you need to excel in your career, and you need to start a career in the software field, in your programming, in a development field, you can get started with this program, right? The best part is that they will get you placed in every scenario that they have. Okay. So the Kahoot session that I was talking about tomorrow we'll be having a Kahoot session. In that, if you come first, it will basically be a quiz, and that quiz will only be based on the concepts that are being taught in the class. So please make sure that you watch the lecture till the end, because I'll give you questions that I'll be teaching in the class itself. So please pay attention that you are listening very carefully to each and every concept that is being taught today and tomorrow. The quiz that will be there tomorrow will be will be covering all the concepts taught today and tomorrow, right? So if you come first, the course will be absolutely for free. You don't have to even pay a single penny. Okay, you'll get all the benefits that they have: mock interviews, problem statements, placement authority, 120 plus hours of lecture, complete development, complete Java programming course. Okay. If you come second, you'll get rupees 3,000 off, and if you come third, you'll get rupees 1,000 off. I hope it's clear now. I guess who asked it? I'm not sure about the name. I think it went up. So those of you who had doubt about the Kahoot session, this is it, right? It will be held tomorrow, and on day 3, first absolutely free, second 3,000 off, and third rupees 1,000 off. Guys, got it? Is it clear? And if you want to purchase it, you can go ahead and just purchase it if you want to get started in the career. So it will be starting on the 15th of June, and you can be rest assured about each and everything that you have. Okay. Sarun says got it. Aman Raj, okay. What about others? Clear hai about the Kahoot session, about today's topics that are being taught, everything? Is it clear? You can also the links are provided in the chat box itself, in the description box. Okay, you can go to the description box, you can check out everything, you can check out each and everything that they have. All right. Yes, come on guys in the chat box. Okay, VS Code. Yes, Jatin will be doing in VS Code, don't worry. Abhishek clear, Manish clear. Great. Anything else you want to talk about? Acha, who all are there in the first year itself? Can I have yes or no? Which who all are there in the first year? Minu, are you in your first? Acha, fascinator is in the first year. Great. And what others? Ishita first year. Manish first year. Kartiki, Rishit, Harsh, Sadhya, Pintu Prasad, Dark Creation, Cosmic Tech, Manish. Acha, Minu is in second. You are in second year. ठीक है. Sir, I'm glad about the class. Thank you. Saron is in second. Aman is in third. Harsh. Acha, Pintu is working professional. Where are you working, Pintu Prasad? 3 years of experience application about support Linux. That's really great. So I think we have a mix of audience, right? Some of you are working professional as well. Some of you are still in your college life. Some of you are still in your first year, I would say. So that's really great, right? For those of you who are starting initially in your career, so I would say that this bootcamp will give you enough knowledge that you can get started with. Okay? You can get started with your coding journey. All the basic things, all the necessary things that are there in the programming language, C programming language, you can be rest assured about that part. Okay? You just need practice. You just need coding practice. That's it, and then you are good to go. I think some of you were also asking about the job opportunities, right? So I'll tell you a very important fact right here. Okay? The jobs that are there in the market, right? Let's suppose I am applying for a developer job. Okay? So what happens initially? Let's suppose you're in a company, and you're applying for a software developer job. Let's suppose you're applying for a software developer job. Okay. Now, this job, right, or in fact any software developer job will require two things. Okay. Only if you excel these two things, you'll be good to go. Okay. One is your problem solving skills. Okay. This is the first aspect of it. If you are a good problem solver, if you are a very keen problem solver, then software developer job is for you. The second part is the language. Okay. Now, what do I mean by language? Okay. 95% of the companies that are hiring, they have some projects ongoing. They have some site, they have a website, they have a project, they have a product, right? And if you want to maintain that product, you need to learn web development. Okay. You need to learn web because at the end of the day, in a company, you will be applying, you will be using web development as your go-to part. Web development. Okay, what is web development? It is used for making websites. That consists of HTML, CSS, JS, and React in the front end part. Front end. Yes, I'm coming to the DSA part, right? That is the front end. I'll tell you why are we using C. Then you might be wondering, right? If languages, if web development is asked in the companies, then why are we studying C programming or C++ programming? There's a very use case scenario of that. I'll tell you. Okay. And on the back end, you have Node.js. Okay, this is for backend. Okay. Now, the language part is being covered by the development. HTML, CSS, JS, React. Front end में back end में you have Node.js, Express. You have MongoDB in the database. You have MySQL and things like that. But in order to excel in this programming language, you need to have a good problem solving skills. Understood? And how will this problem solving skill be developed? How will the problem solving skill be developed? It will be developed by using it will be developed by DSA. That is C, C++, you have Java, and etc. Okay, that is the only reason. We all know that in companies your development is used. Okay, but why do people do DSA? Why do they grind lead code? Why do they grind GFG? Why do they grind what do you say, hacker rank, hacker? Why do they solve problems? That is to improve their problem solving skills. Okay, if you are improving your problem solving skills, if your problem solving skills are up to the mark, up to a level that you can solve each and every DSA problem, not each and every, let's suppose 60% of the DSA problem that you have. Okay, now if you start development, it will just take you a very short amount of time, let's suppose hardly 2 or 3 months. Okay, now what has happened? Okay, you have excelled your problem solving skills by doing DSA. Okay, the course that we are doing now. Okay, after that you have taken time, and because you are a very good problem solver now. Learning backend will not take much of a time. Okay, then you are done with backend as well in 2 or 3 months. And after that, if you do all these things, then you become ready for a job. Okay, then you become ready for a job. Okay, I hope it is clear now. How do you get job opportunities? What is the need of using C? Why do we use C++? Why do we study Java? It is because to solve problem solving abilities. After solving problem solving abilities, you become decent enough, you become smart enough, you become capable enough to start your coding journey. Okay, this will give you hang of coding. This will be telling you how do you use syntax, how do you use coding, how what to think, what to not. All these things will be covered in the DSA part. And after the DSA part is clear, you can go ahead with the HTML part, with the development part, and then you can do it. Okay, internships, jobs, opportunities, everything. If you only do these two things, no one can stop you. No one can stop you from being that part. Got it, everyone? Any doubts regarding the job opportunities now? Right now, I think now you have a clear idea why are we even studying C? Why are we even studying Java? Right? I hope it's very clear now to you. If it is not, do let me know. Right? Yes, yes, yes. Any other doubts regarding the job opportunities and career fairs and things like that? Okay, and you can also, like I told you, right, you can also enroll in the on the LetsUpgrade program. They will give you 100% job assistance, right? They'll teach you development, DSA, everything. You don't need to worry about that part, right? Right, everyone? The quiz will be conducted on the live session itself. uh, Shri, ठीक है? On day 2 and day 3, yes. How much DSA? And so a very great question asked by Shubham. He says that how much DSA is necessary for a minimum of 12 LPA job. Okay, I would say that if you are able to solve lead code medium questions, okay, let's suppose out of 10 you're able to solve 6 or 7 lead code medium level questions, then you can consider yourself as a as worthy enough of cracking a 12 or 15 LPA job or more than that. Okay, got it. So if again, right, if you're solving, if you want to solve problems, right, the more problems you solve, the more better you get at the problem solving skills, and the more higher package you'll get. Okay, if you're able to solve lead code medium level questions easily, then that will be easily enough for you to crack a good job. Varaprasad, no. So in the quiz, only the things I'll be teaching today and tomorrow will be asked on day 2, and on day 3 all the concepts that I'll be covering on day 2, day 3, that will be asked. So for tomorrow's quiz session, be prepared for the topics covered today as well as tomorrow. The quiz will happen in the end, so tomorrow's topics will also be included in the syllabus part. Okay. Now, chalo. With that being said, enough for the job parts. Now, thoda sa let's cover the syllabus as well, because you want to participate in the quiz, right? You need to get it at free of cost. So let's see and let's discuss the things further. Okay. So I told you, right, in order to uh, run a program, you need an IDE. Okay. For this bootcamp, we'll be using an IDE called Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. Okay. Yes, Gurang Chauhan, we are only studying C here, right? So this is C only that we are doing. Okay. You need to download an IDE that is called Visual Studio Code. Okay. So you have to download it first. How to download? Just go onto a website, go onto a browser and type in Visual Studio Code download. Okay. Go onto this link. This is the official link that they have. And if you're having a window machine, this link will be enough for you. If you are having a Mac, then click on this link. If you're having Ubuntu, okay, any other browser and any other operating system apart from Windows and Mac, you can click on this link. Okay. So after you are done with the VS Code part, remember this is only an IDE, right? This is only an IDE. Now after downloading the IDE, you have to download a compiler. I told you, right? I told you that after downloading this IDE, you also have a compiler that will check the syntax of your code. That is done with the compiler. So we'll be using a MinGW compiler. So if you go to Google and type in MinGW compiler or MinGW install, okay. So click on this link. No, this link. It is the official link of MinGW, right? Click on it. ID stands. What is ID? Achha, who will tell me what is ID? Vishram is asking what is an IDE. ID basically is an integrated development environment. So what it does, it will give you an environment that will help you to write code, right? It will give you, it is nothing, just a place where you write code, and that code will help you to, after you write a code, you need a compiler to compile it, right? So the ID is this, right? The ID is this. Okay. So I'll also write here VS Code. Okay, VS Code. And this compiler that we are using is MinGW. Okay. So we have already downloaded VS Code from this link, and now is the time to download the MinGW compiler. So click on this link. Okay. And just a second, not this link. I think it was this link. Sorry, this link. It says SourceForge right here. So click on this SourceForge link, and this you'll see a download option here. Okay. This is done. This is the download option that you have. You have to download it from here. After downloading it, you have to follow some steps, and the steps I'll tell you what to follow. First of all, I'm giving you 2 or 3 minutes exact to download VS Code if you don't have it, right? I think most of you must be having VS Code for now, but this is the compiler that most of you would not be having. Okay, so I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes to download. It's a very small file. It will hardly take a minute or two. Okay, so please download this MinGW file. Okay, if it is done, do let me know. Then we'll proceed further. Until then, I'll take some doubts. Okay, so I'll also write here. Please download Minji VS Code and Minji MINGW compiler. Okay, please download these 2 things. The links have been provided: Visual Studio Code, this one, and MinGW, this one. Until then, let's take some doubts. In the meanwhile, please download it. I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes exactly. I'm running Linux. Can you recommend? Yeah, so Naveen, if you're using Linux, this will work on each and every operating system. Okay, so please download this one. It does not matter which operating OS you are using. Just a second, MinGW. If I were to type MinGW install for Linux, yep. So this here you have, right? Arch Linux. If you click on this one, this link, no, not this link, this link, this version, let's suppose, right? So here's an option to down. No, the link is not there. Let me see the MinGW. Yes, Turbo is also fine. MinGW download for Linux. I think if you download the window option, it will also work there because it's just a compiler. This is for Windows. This is for Windows. Let it load. Just give me a second. In the meanwhile, rest of you please install your MinGW compiler, right? I think so. Naveen, just try to download this file as well, right? I think it will work. For those of you having Mac and Linux, please download this for Windows only. It will most probably work, right? Most probably it will surely work, right? Because it's just a compiler. But for the VS Code, you have some extensions there. For Linux and Ubuntu, use this file, and for Mac, use this file. Yes, okay. So, have you guys downloaded the MinGW compiler? Yes or no in the chat box? Shall I move? Shall I move ahead? Shall I move ahead? Okay, Tarun has downloaded. What about others? Chalo, I can see a majority of you are saying yes. Okay, install the path as well, right? Great. Okay. After this, chalo, ठीक है. Now, after downloading, right? After downloading the MinGW compiler, you have to give a path to it. Okay. Because you have to set up an environment. Okay. Yeah, I'm telling you how to set up. Now, please pay attention, right? Please pay attention. How do you set up your MinGW compiler? For that, you just have to go to the location where you have installed the compiler. Okay. So let's suppose in my case uh, it is I think dot c file, and inside this I have here MinGW. Okay. Okay. Go on this file. Okay. After going onto the location of your MinGW, click on bin. After clicking on bin, right, click on this directory structure here. Okay. Click on this. Now the path that you see here, c MinGW hash bin, you have to copy this path. Okay. After copying, go to the search menu. Yes, for it. After what I have done till now, I have gone to the location of my MinGW folder where it is saved. I went to the bin folder. Right now, I've copied the path. Now I will type here environment. I'll search environment. So this option will come here. Edit the system environment variables. Right. Click on edit the system environment variables. Right. Now there will be an option to click on environment variables. Click on environment variables. Okay. Go to path. Go to path. Double click on path. Here then an option of adding a new path. Add new path and type in address the address that you copied earlier. Okay. I have already copied the address, so I don't need to do it. So you guys will not be having this address here, MinGW address. So please add this MinGW address and click on OK. Click on OK, click on OK, and click on OK. Okay. After you are done with this part, you are ready to set up. You have set up your Visual Studio Code, that is an IDE, and you've also set up the MinGW compiler with the corresponding path that is has to offer. Okay. All the three things. After you have these three things, or these two things, you are ready to code in your C language. Okay. Done. Is the path done now? Right? Because if you don't set up the path, it will not, your code will not run. So that's why I'm focusing on a path. Are MinGW for for downloading the MinGW, go on to this part. Download MinGW. Okay. Click on this SourceForge link. This is a sourceforge.net link will open up. Click on this link, and there is an option to download. Just download it and it will automatically start. No, I told the installation part as well, right? So after installing, go to this folder, go to this MinGW folder, click on bin. Okay, again I'm repeating for those of you who didn't get it. So after installing the file, go to the location of this file. So in my laptop, this is the location. Okay, this is the bin folder. Copy this path from here. Okay, click now. Go to start menu. Type in environment. This option will open up. Edit the system environment. Click on this part. click on environment variables, click on path, click on new, and add the path that you had copied earlier. As simple as that. ठीक है? अरे it's the what's there in the download part. You just have to download it right from the website, right? ठीक है? चलो, I think Garam Chan is already done, right? Yes, you can also use online compiler if you want. It's up to you. Okay, I'm using VS Code because it gives me more comfort and more I would say confidence. If you want to use any C compiler, C++ compiler online, so for those who if you want to use C compiler, you can go here. You can type online C compiler, right? You'll get many links. So let's suppose you want to use this link as well. You can use this link and it will also do the same thing. Got it? Chalo, right. So after you have your compiler, okay, just go to VS Code. Okay. Now make a folder. So I already have made a folder on the desktop. I'll show you. This is the folder that I have. This is the where is it? This. I'll make another folder. Okay. So just give me a second. Let me make a new folder. Yeah. Okay. So now the next task is to create a folder. So go to go to this option, create a new folder. Let's suppose I'm giving it a name of C programming. Okay. Now after this, go to your VS Code. Okay. This is the interface of your VS Code. What you call is an IDE. This is your IDE right here. Okay. Now click on File option, open folder, and select the folder that you have made. So I made it in the desktop. This is C programming folder. Excuse me. Right. So this is the folder that you have. Right now, I told you, right? What will be, so who will tell me what is the extension of making a C file? What is the extension of a C file? Anyone? What is the extension of a C file? Yes, Rishit and Naveen. Okay, what about others? Yeah, Ishita, Tanwar. Okay, Vara Prasad, Cool Down Gaming, Pintu. It's not comma C, Pintu, it's dot C. Aman Raj. Right. Chalo, okay. I think most of you are correct. So we use an extension called as dot C. So first of all, I'll write the name. Let's suppose I write in hello dot C. Now as soon as I click enter, right, this now here opens a user interface. Okay. Now I can write whatever code I want to. Okay. I can write whatever code that I want to write here. Okay. Now, so what happens is, let's suppose after downloading all these files, right, you have to come here. Okay. There is a header file. Okay. So let's suppose there's a header file, and the name of the header file is hash include stdio.h. Okay. Anyone has got any idea what is a header file and what does a header file do? Why do we use a header file? Anyone who is an experienced candidate who knows how to do it? Yeah. Why? What does a header file do? Anyone? Yeah, Cool Down Gaming. I'll tell you. Don't worry. I'll tell you the extensions as well. Okay. But for now, what is a header file? What does it do? Anyone has got any sort of idea? Yes. Yes, Baraprasad. Yes, Naveen. So header file is just nothing. Okay. It stores all the pre defined functions. Okay, it's just nothing, it just stores all the predefined functions. So let's suppose you want to print anything, you have a function for that, that is called printf. I'll tell you in the later part of the bootcamp. Okay, you have a function to take an input from the user. Okay, it is called scanf. Okay, so all this file, that all the functions that is there, that is pre-built, that it is there so that the user can use it. He doesn't have to code how to take a user, how to print anything, right? All the things that is there will be done with the help of predefined functions. All the functions that are included in this file. Yes. Okay, so what the thing is that, so let's suppose here you have a source code. Okay, this is your IDE. Okay, this is your IDE, right? Let's suppose if you want to get a reference, let's suppose this is VS code. This is VS code for you, right? And you have written some code, right? Some code. Line is 6. Okay. No. Okay. You have written some code. Now, this is the header file here. Okay, header file is on the top. It is the first thing that is rendered. Okay, this here is the header file. Okay, now this header file, okay, apart from your code, this is the code that you have written, and along with the header file, okay, it gets into the compiler. It gets into the compiler. This is the compiler. Okay, and before that, okay, in between your header, in between your IDE and the compiler, there is a thing called as a preprocessor. There is a thing that is called as a preprocessor. Okay, so what is a preprocessor? In between your IDE and your compiler is a preprocessor. Okay, what does it do? It will combine the header file. Okay, plus your code. Okay, all the code that you have along with the header file. Okay, it will get compiled, it will get mixed, it will get combined, and then only then it will be sent to your compiler. Okay, a very good MCQ question. What is the preprocessor? Preprocessor is used after your IDE and before a compiler. It just combines your source code and your header file all together. Okay, that is the use of a preprocessor right here. Okay, chalo. And let's try to jump over to how do you write a code, how to write a simple piece of code, right? So I told you initially what you have to do, you have to write a header file. Okay, what was the header file? It was hashtag include stdio, this one, /h. Okay, now there is a thing called as int main. Okay, this is the starting point of your program. Okay, int main. What is int main, guys? What is int main? This is the starting point of your program. Okay, this is the starting point of your program. Acha, before that, yes, as reminded by cooldown gaming, you have to download an extension. See, you have your VS code. Okay, you have your compiler. Okay, but there is a thing called as an extension. Okay, what will an extension do? It will help you to run your code, because the compiler will process it, right? It will check the syntax, but how do you run it? You also need an extension for that. So if you come here to VS code, If you're using online compiler, you don't need to worry about an extension. Okay, it is automatically there. But if you are using VS Code, you have to click on this box part. Okay, four, you can see some square boxes here. Okay, you can click on this. Okay, type here C code runner. It will automatically come. Let me just scroll down. Uh, it was code runner. Yeah, this one. This, you have to download this extension called as code runner. Okay, the extension to download is the extension to download. Okay, you have to simply download this extension. It'll do nothing, it'll just help you run your code, as simple as that. There's nothing complicated in that. You need a thing to run your code, right? Because you need to, at the end of the day, you need to run your code and show the output. Okay, so this will be done with the help of a code runner. I hope everyone has installed code runner till now. Okay, now after this, right, after this you have a file, okay, called as int main. Right, now this is the initial part of the program. Okay, this will help you to write all the code that you write, all the logic that you perform here will be performed in this int main file. This is a function kind of something. Okay, I'll tell you more about the int main in depth in in the coming days, but for now you just have to make sure that this is the starting point of your code. Okay, now here you can write some code. Let's suppose I'm writing a very basic program. Okay, I'm writing, for those of you, if you're not understanding this program, you can ignore it for now. I'm just showing you a basic program or an example of how do you write a program and how is a .exe file created, right? So let's suppose int a equals to 2, int b equals to 3. Okay, now I want to add this program, int c equals to a plus b. Okay, now printf, and to printf, let's suppose the value. Okay, so and %d, and I want to printf c. Okay, now I'll open the command prompt. Okay, and if you have your code runner installed, you'll see this icon right here on the top right part. This will be an arrow, this will be an crocodile icon here. Okay, you have to click on this crocodile icon, you have to click on run code. Okay, as soon as you click on run code, you'll get an option output here. Okay, acha, don't focus on the output and don't focus on this code. What I want you to focus is on this file. Okay, I told you, right, there will be an hello.exe file created, right? So who will tell me in the chat box that why is this file created and what is the use of this file? I told you very clearly that we have an exe file that is used to do something. So who will tell me what is this file used for and what does it do? So let's see who has got this answer. So who will tell me? Who will tell me? What does my question is, what does this exe, why has exe folder created automatically? I got only one answer till now. Yes. Anyone else? Manohar says compilation. Anyone else? Convert data into binary format. Exactly, Chaitanya. Okay, so ignore this code for now. Okay, what I meant to, yes, an executable file. Yes. Okay, what I meant to show you here is that this exe file right here is created as soon as I compile my code, right? I told you here, right? If I come here, yeah, I come here, right? I told you it will get compiled and it will check all the errors. If there are no errors, it will create a .exe format. Okay, that is converting into zeros and ones that your machine can understand. Okay, only and only. Okay, why? So I'll also show you another thing. Let's suppose I'm making any compilation error. Let's suppose this is the compilation error that I have, and now if I try to run, okay, it will say that error expected semicolon before this token. It will clearly say that before this line there is a semicolon missing. ठीक है, it will clearly say that before this line there is a semicolon missing. So this is what a semicolon is, this is what your compiler is used for. It will tell you the mistakes that are there in your compiler, and it will tell you that it is there on this line. But the funny part is it will not correct your mistake. It will only tell you that here is your mistake and you need to correct it by yourself. So it told me, right, on line number 8, expected a semicolon before this. So expected a semicolon. So what is before this line? It is expecting a semicolon. Now if I put a semicolon here, okay. Now if I run it, now it will get quick. It will get run exact automatically, and now my output is 5. And this folder has been created because whatever program I'm writing here, this is for me to understand. My machine, my computer will not understand it. If it will only understand this machine language code. That is the .exe folder. So it got converted into .exe folder, and it read the code, and again it gave me the output as per the requirements. That is 2 plus 3, that is 5. Okay. So I hope you are clear with all the part that was taught, right? If you have any doubts, you can let me know. If you have anything that is untouched, that is, you feel that you have a doubt, you can let me know. In the meanwhile, I'll tell you about a program, about a B.Tech program that we guys are offering. So if you go over to LetsUpgrade, no, not this one. If you go over to the YouTube channel, so this one, a source file is nothing. So it's a source code. That is the code that you have written. That's the source code. Okay, LetsUpgrade. And here in the description box, you'll see how to market attendance. Now here in the description box, okay, you have the links. You have the attendance link, you have assignment links, LetsUpgrade coins and certificates and things like that. Okay. Now this is a B.Tech program that we have, right? So what is this about? So this is a B.Tech program that is being offered, right? It's a 4-year degree. It's a proper degree course. Okay. How is it different from the other courses that we have? It is different that in your final year, okay, you will be getting a short internship that is, and that too, a greater than of 8 LPA. Okay, you'll be getting an internship, you'll be doing an internship, you'll be having uh, industry experts there, and that internship will be of a package of 8 LP and above. Okay, that is the best part of it. That is how it is different from the other B.Tech programs. In other B.Tech programs, you don't have a guarantee of internship, right? You just have to find internship from your end. But in this course, it will be a guaranteed internship will be provided to you, and that too of 8 LP and above. That is the best part, right? So the fees for the whole B.Tech program is around 12 lakhs, right? You can explore this page. It is there in the description box, right? And you have assured job guarantees with 100% placements, right? You can see the companies visiting: Adobe, Airbnb, Instagram, NTT Data, Twitter, Geo, AGO, Amazon, Oyo Rooms, Uber, and things like that. Okay, you can go ahead, you can explore. And the best part is, if you are referring someone, let's suppose you have a friend who is in 12th or who is in 11th grade, right, and he wants to start his B.Tech journey. If you refer him, you will get rupees 80,000 as a bonus. Sorry, that friend will get rupees 80,000 off and a MacBook Air. Okay, there's a so if you come here, to this, say, so it says refer and earn 80,000 rupees. So if I come here, it says, if you refer a friend, if you refer your colleagues or your cousin or your brother or anyone, okay, you can get a MacBook Air M1. Okay, create a personalized link and share it across your social network. Okay, click on this refer now. It'll redirect you to a link. If you share this link to your peer members, to your groups, and if they enroll in this B.Tech course with your link, you will get rupees 80,000 or a MacBook Air M1 just by sharing their link. That's it. Okay. Also, you can explore more about that, right? You can explore more. You can see like job guarantee, 1 year paid internships, ticket developers, India's best B.Tech. You can go here and you can explore. You can also download the browser. You can share it with your colleague members, you can share it with your friends, right? And you can also, if you are thinking of enrolling it in this program all by yourself, you can also go it. If someone is watching who's in 12th grade, who has just finished his schooling life, if you're thinking of pursuing BTech, then you might want to, just give a thought on this program as well, right? So okay, that was all up apart as far as the Amanraj, this is offline. This is a proper degree course, right? A proper class. You'll have proper classes, proper classrooms, proper subjects, a proper degree that you have. So it will be offline, not online. All right. So ठीक है. That was all about for as far as today's part was concerned. ठीक है. I hope all of you got to learn at least something regarding C programming language, right? So if you have any kinds of queries, any kind of doubts, huh? And the campus, yeah. So if you're wondering about the campus, it's in Kharagpur. Yeah, it's there in Kharagpur. ठीक है. So that was all about today's part, right? No issues, Vara Prasad. ठीक है. That's all for today's part. If you feel that you want to ask anything, if you have any doubts, you can let us know. Let me know, and we'll see most probably each other in tomorrow's lecture, right? Yeah, the institution is in Kharagpur. Yes, right. Anything else you want to ask? Sorry, not Kharagpur. It's Khargar. It's Mumbai. My bad. Not Kharagpur. Is it giving server error? Let me check. If I go to LetsUpgrade.in, yeah, it's working fine. To mark your attendance, again I told you, right? Go on to my programs and click on this bootcamp, right? Click on this mark attendance. I have already marked my attendance, so we'll end up on this page, right? There will be an option to mark your attendance. Click on this option, and then you can mark your attendance from there as well. Yeah, I think it's working. Jayashri, right? Okay, thank you all for bearing me with for 2 hours, right? I hope you really enjoyed the session. How many of you liked the session, right? Was it something that was knowledgeable for you? How was the session, guys? Any no issues, no issues, no issues. So we'll see. So please make sure to join the session tomorrow because we'll be having a quiz, right? And the quiz, again, I told you, first position will be getting the course absolutely for free. Second will get 3,000 off, and third position will get rupees 1,000 off. Okay, so please make sure to join. Please invite your friends to join the session, right? So that you can be a part of the quiz and you can be an eligible participant, right? So I hope you guys will be able to participate in the quiz in a very good manner, right? Please revise today's lecture and tomorrow's lecture as well because those are the questions that will be asked on both of the days. Okay. So yep, that was all. And if you have any doubts, you can let us know, right? Chalo. We'll see each other tomorrow at 6 p.m. dot, and we'll be covering some parts, variables, looping, control statements, and things like that. Yeah, this was the first day. I covered all the basics to get started with the C programming language, how your engine works, how the compiler works, what is .exe, what is .c, all the things like that we'll cover today, right? Rest things, the coding part. So tomorrow we'll be starting with the actual implementation part, right? So tomorrow we'll be starting with the actual implementation part, how to write code, how what is int a, what is this int, what is this int, what is this printf, what is this ampersand d, right? So if you have any doubts, don't worry, just please rest assured about the timings, right? Please join tomorrow on dot same time. At what quiz time? So quiz time will be after the end of the session, right? So most probably at, I would say, 7:40 around. Okay, but the quiz questions that I will give you uh, will be the question that will be uh, I will be teaching on tomorrow, or on tomorrow's class. Okay, all the topics that I teach tomorrow will be there in the quiz answers. Please make sure that you watch tomorrow's what do you say, tomorrow's boot camp, and be prepared. And I wish you very, very luck. Okay, chalo. With that being said, I'll take your leave. Right, we'll see each other tomorrow. Happy coding, and please make sure to practice and revise. Right, chalo. Bye everyone.
Hey, hi everyone. So my name is Sai Kiran and I'm the founder and CEO of LetsUpgrade, and I'm having some amazing news for every one of you. LetsUpgrade, in collaboration with IT and Skills University, is launching the first B.Tech CSE program that we love to share with you all, guys. 6 features. Number 1, 100% job guarantee to all the students joining this particular program with minimum 8 LPA. Number 2, 1-year paid internship in product/MNC companies. Number 3, taught by real developers working in the industry in top companies. Number 4, amazing campus, a campus which is like we work in Mumbai, that we are building for you all, guys. Number 5, build lots of projects which are like real world applications, highly scalable applications from Hotstar to Zoom to your own Zomato. Number 6, you are gonna love the community collaborations that we guys have done. We are collaborating with 13 plus tech communities to give you the same environment what IITs and NITs have. Meet lots of industry people, participate in hackathons and meetups to understand what is running in the industry. These are the 6 features which we have. You can check out the program on our website, that is isu.ec.in. Check out BTech there, you will find it. That's it, guys. Bye-bye.